You're at 109 right now.
You're watching the Brick Wall Diaries in Itabashi Juku. So tonight, the story goes, earlier today, I left the hostel, which is over in that direction, in hopes of finding an adventure, and boy did I find an adventure. So what time did I leave? I forgot what time about which did I leave, but I'm in Tokyo, so I was gonna make the most of it. So what did I do today? Shibuya Ichi Maru-kyu. That was definitely one of the things, one of my destinations, to go to Shibuya 109. That's what I started with, Shibuya 109. That's what was on my mind. 109 on my mind. I was fine, I thought. What else? All right, so the Japanese soul bars don't open until the evenings, like 5 or 6 p.m. and all that. So I wasn't trying to I knew I couldn't get to a Japanese soul bar until after like 5 or 6 p.m. So basically, I didn't even try to go to a Japanese soul bar. So what I did was I went to Shibuya 109, Ichi Maru-kyu. And then after that, I went to Harajuku. These old guys are in their truck. They're smoking. They turned the car on. Maybe they got the AC blowing and they're sitting in there smoking. So I was walking around Tokyo, Harajuku, Shinjuku. I went to Shibuya Crossing. I made some videos over there. I saw some people, talked with them, exchanged information. They said they were going to add me on their, Instagram and YouTube and all that other stuff. Made some connections. My numbers went up. That's pretty cool. And then Veronica Kai, whom I met, I saw her again over at Harajuku. And she was like, "Oh, here, look at you, look at who we see again," you know. So made a video with her really quickly, a little short interview or what have you. Car coming, a little Prius. Mom and Dad used to have a little Prius. So made an interview with her. And then from Harajuku, I kept it pushing, kept moving around Tokyo, showing off my shirt, my Ichi Maru-kyu shirt, doing it like I do in Tokyo. I went to Tokyu Plaza. Oh my gosh. So I get to Tokyu Plaza, Tokyu, which means 10-9. To means 10, Q means 9. Tokyu 10-9 Plaza. I was just feeling myself because I'm like, I've got my Tokyu shirt on. I am Tokyu. I'm in Tokyo. And I'm just like, I'm feeling it, right? So everything is all good. Everything is all love. There's traffic around here. I've got to be on my P's and Q's. I got to keep my head on a swivel so I don't get run over out here. So looks like these guys might pick up and leave in a second. Yep. So there I am walking around Harajuku, Shinjuku, Shibuya, like everywhere. I'm just doing it. And oh my gosh, I covered so much ground. It's unbelievable. From Ebisu, Roppongi, Shinjuku, Shibuya, right now, Itabashi, Juku. Like, I've covered so much ground, moving all around, Tokyo. And it's just been beautiful. But let's go back to Tokyu Plaza. So I'm at Tokyu Plaza, feeling myself. Everything is just lovely and beautiful at Tokyu because I've got my t-shirt on. People are noticing Tokyu, and then they're even, as they're walking by, as I'm filming like this, They noticed the camera, so they're saying hi and stuff like that. Some girls did that. I don't know if anyone else did it, but some girls did that. That was pretty cool. So there I am at Tokyo Plaza. I go up to the 6th floor to get some coffee. That's where their cafes, food court, and all that kind of stuff is. Only one cafe up there. Anyhow, so I'm there. I'm sitting down, and they play this song, right? They play this song, and a couple moves from one area, and they sit just across from me. They sit across from me, not because I'm such a magnet and so attracting people, attractive in the sense of, hey, people come to me, not like that, but they come to me because I'm sitting near an outlet, an electrical outlet. That's basically what they were there for, to charge their phone, right? So they sit down and they're talking, and the young lady says to the young gentleman, she says, what's the name of this song that they're playing? And I didn't know. I had no idea. I hadn't heard the song before. But she asked the question, and she said, why don't we Shazam it to figure it out? Shazam will give you information on music just by listening to it. So the algorithm worked and then pulled up the name of the song. She said the name of the song is Soul Searching. And it caught me like, what? What a coincidence. What a synchronistic moment, because just last night, there I was searching for soul searching right here in Tokyo. And I even made a video, and I entitled the video Searching for Soul in Tokyo - soul searching. Like, what are the chances that I was doing exactly what that song title, alluded to? What are the chances of the song? Hey, thank you. Yeah, see? They know what's up. Showing some love. Yeah, so what are the chances? Like, I was soul searching, and then the name of the song is Soul Searching, and these two things come together. Like, yo, that's wild, right? And I'm feeling it. I think that's dope. I think that's really dope. So, being in that moment, that young lady was there. I pulled out the camera, and I made reference. I made a video there. I made reference to what was happening. And the young lady was like, huh? Is he talking about me in his video? Because I didn't even acknowledge her. I was just like, and that young lady across from me, that's how I played it. She was with her boyfriend, right? And I'm in my own little bubble, right? Doing me. So anyway, that was crazy. But in that moment, it reminded me, you know what your purpose is? Your purpose is to soul search for that treasure. The treasure, I have the treasure map, and the treasure map was given to me by Goody. So Goody, she's in her own little bubble. So Goody and the treasure map shows me where all of the R&B, soul and R&B bars are located. That's the treasure map. And so I've been trying to hit those bars up, trying to see them, trying to check them out. And I did. Tonight I went to 2 new bars, and I went back to, I guess you can call it an old favorite now. It was just last night when I went to JBS for the first time. I went back to JBS because of the allure. Kobayashi's son is interesting cat, interesting story around his bar. See, what's interesting about Kobayashi is that if you look at his reviews, some people will give him negative reviews because he'll cop an attitude. He copped an attitude with me when I pulled up. I said, is there an outlet so I can charge my phone here at your bar? He said, I ain't got no outlet. We ain't doing that because Kobayashi doesn't have a cell phone, doesn't have technology like that. So you don't have it when you're here. And I was like, well, all right then. That's just how it is. And when you're, I guess, kind of abrasive like that, then you rub people the wrong way or what have you. So that's what the low ratings have been for Kobayashi. But his place is awesome. Awesome. If you can get past the fact that he might yell at you, get past the fact that you went into an establishment that where you just might get, cussed out. If you can get past that, then by all means, you can enjoy yourself. It's not like he's just, hurling insults left and right. No, he's a very chill dude. But if you rub him the wrong way, yeah, he's bound to explode. Okay, so anyway, the purpose at Tokyu Plaza, the purpose was and has been to visit soul bars in Tokyo, Japanese soul bars, R&B, jazz, blue, whatever the music, black music, soul, okay, just soul bars. And I did that. But at Tokyu Plaza, that plaza where I was feeling myself, where that young lady sat across from me, and where that song was playing that was right in tune with my mission to go check out soul, to search for the soul bars in Tokyo, soul searching. Well, let me find the name of that song. I can't just name the song and not tell you who wrote it. That song, I think his name was Horace. Which one? Soul Searching. That's another song there. Horace Silver. Never heard of it. Horace Silver made a song called Soul Searching, and that was the song that was playing. All right, so that got me in alignment. That told me, hey, this is your purpose. Don't forget about it. I know you're having coffee at this mall right now, but let's get back to what we came here to do, which is to find out, to seek out, to search for soul R&B spots, okay? So in that moment, it hit me. I got re-energized. I said, all right, let's go to the nearest R&B soul spot to where I was. I think I was in Shinjuku at that point. I made my way to, where the heck did I go? A place called Soul Stream Bar. So I go to Soul Stream Bar, and what happened? I noticed Gil Scott-Heron on the exterior, right? They have their name up there, Gil Scott-Heron. I'm like, oh, check them out. And I think that's just a fly decoration, but it gets deeper, because once I go inside of this bar and I sit down and I have a glass of red wine and I'm vibing to the music, and the music is just, ooh, it's just, mwah, très magnifique, right? And they play a song by Gil Scott-Heron. And it actually says, in it, he says, I see. And I'm like, yo, I see. She did a major swerve so as not to be in the video. Like, man, dude, like, I'm kind of owning this space right now, but yo, I could really piss some people off. She's like, yo, I don't want to be in your video at all. She went here. She was on her bicycle and she went, whoa, wow. This could really be pissing people off. I gotta hurry this up, cut this short. I want to be polite, like the Japanese. But let me continue with the story. So, what the heck happened? The playlist was phenomenal, and then Gil Scott-Heron was saying, I see, and I was like, yo, I see Ichimaru-kyo. I was vibing with it. And then on top of that, the message in the song was just profound. Made me think about my Uncle Joe. What's going on, Uncle Joe? Because Uncle Joe was always telling me, man, everything you think about, Gil Scott-Heron has already said it in his songs. And I'm like, well, okay. And he's right. Because if you listen to a Gil Scott-Heron, song or even an album, then you're going to hear a lot of good ideas, a lot of good stuff. Nobody wants to be in the video. Like, they are making hard, detours around the frame of this video. Like, gotta hurry this one up. But I think I have something interesting to say, so I just want to keep it going. So, That's cool. He didn't have a problem with it. Natural is best. Just keep it rolling. Maybe that's because they're super polite. They're the ones swerving around trying. That's them being super polite. Like, wow, that's awesome. That's the Japanese for you. Like, that's crazy cool. That's unbelievable. I just witnessed, like, I've got proof of just like some really, really cool stuff. Like, I don't mind if you walk through the video. It's natural. I want that. I don't want to be the lone guy on these streets just talking to himself. No, I want you to know that there are people out here, out and about at this hour. Okay, so let me continue. Gil Scott Heron, Uncle Joe is right, because what he was talking about, he said something about don't wait for the train from Washington, D.C. It's late. It's 100 years late. Can you imagine? Gil Scott Heron is saying, hey, man, don't wait on your government to fix the problems in your life, man. That train is 100 years late. The train that's going to come from the government to help to fix, yeah, that's 100 years late, man. That ain't coming. That's profound, man. Gil Scott Heron was on it, man. Okay. So I'm at the Soul Stream bar over there in Shinjuku. I'm vibing, I'm chilling, and then I'm like, I still have time. I don't know what time I left. I probably left around 10. I don't know what time I left. Maybe around 10. 10:09 maybe, I don't know. So I leave, and then I search up a new location. No, I remember what happened. I remember. So I left Soul Stream Bar for JBS and Kobayashi's-san over at his spot, because he just left me with such a impression. I said, man, let me go support that dude. I had a cool time. Let me go listen to some hip hop and vibe and just have a good time. So I go over to Kobayashi-san's his bar at JBS, called JBS. I have a good time. I have a seltzer water. I'm not trying to drink any alcohol. I had red wine at the Soul Stream bar over at JBS. I had seltzer water. Keep it clean, right? Matter of fact, I thought about it. I said, why am I going chasing alcohol at these different bars? I don't need to do that. What I need to do is just ask for seltzer water and just, call it a day. Stay healthy and keep it pushing. And then after listening to today at JBS, he was playing reggae. He played Shabba Ranks, so he was playing his reggae thing. Like when I went yesterday, he was playing hip hop, and when I walked in, he said hip hop don't stop, and I was like, right on. So I thought he was going to continue with hip hop, but he switched it up and he played reggae today. Kobayashi-san does what Kobayashi-san does, right? Got a car coming over here. So it was all good. He does what he does. Then what happened? After having my drink, I paid, I left a little tip, and then I bounced because I had a mission. I was like, 2 soul bars isn't enough tonight. I'm going to make it a third. I'm going to make a stop at a third stop. So the third one, I had to search it up on Google. I found it, but it was quite far. Well, it wasn't too far from where I was at that point, but basically from where I am now, it's quite a distance, all right? Anywho, I make my way there. I get there, and it's called Little Soul Bar. I don't even know the name of the area. It's so far out there. It's not in one of the usual suspects. One of the usual suspects would be like Shibuya, Shinjuku, Roppongi, Ebisu. These are names that are quite popular, quite famous in Japan as, those places where people hang out. All right. No, this other place was in somewhere that I hadn't heard before. Maybe it is a quite popular place, but I just hadn't heard of it before. But you know what? Tonight it wasn't really crowded. It was kind of like this, like no one's out at this hour. By the way, it's after midnight right now. I failed to mention that, but it is after midnight. And just as dead as it is here now at midnight, around 10 over there, it was pretty dead. I don't know why. that was, but that was the case. So being that it's in the boonies, it's kind of hidden, or it is rather well hidden. But I make my way there anyhow. I'm walking down the back alleys and everything, and then I get there finally. I get there, I go in. Now all I'm doing is searching for soul, and I find it at Little Soul Bar. No problem. Another very, very polite person. She's, woo. I got her. No problem. Yeah, they are super polite. Boy, oh boy. I'm just searching for soul, and I find it at the Little Soul Bar. But then I find something even more mind-boggling, mind-blowing when I go in there, right? Now, I knew Nasir Jones, rapper Nas. I knew he had made a song called Japanese Soul Bar. I knew this, right? But I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know where he was talking about. I didn't know any of that stuff. But so I walk into this Japanese soul bar called the Little Soul Bar in this distant place, not like in the boonies, not on the map, quote unquote. And I go in, it's a tiny space. I tell them it's just me, order a drink, sit down, but then I have to go to the toilet. I go to the toilet, ask where the toilet is. I go to the toilet, and there's a poster behind the toilet for everyone to see. Everyone who has to go to the toilet will see the poster, right? And I'm like, let me check this poster out. I look at the poster. It's a poster of Nas's album, Illmatic. It's a promotional poster for Illmatic. And Nas has signed it. Yo, not only has Nas signed the poster, but he's even personalized it. He's told the owner of the bar, thank you for the music, thank you for the scotch, Nas 2014, which made me say, wait a minute, thank you for the music, thank you for the scotch. Wait a minute, that sounds like Nas was here. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what gem have I discovered? What treasure have I discovered? So I leave the restroom and I go back to my seat, but I don't speak Japanese. Nihongo wakarimasen, right? That's about the extent of my Japanese. I have some other phrases here and there, but for the most part, I don't speak Japanese, right? And I'm there. So I'm on Google, I'm Googling and everything. I'm typing in, questions to be translated by Google. And there's a young lady sitting next to me, and I share it with her. But before I even, impose upon her, I tell her, Nihongo wakarimasen. That means I don't speak or I don't understand Japanese, right? And then I ask her, Ego wakarimasu ka? Do you understand English? And I think she said choto, which I mean like a little. So I was like, okay. At least I had broke the ice. I went back to translate and I started asking her questions, imposing upon her, because she was like in the corner. It was a small spot, but she was very kind and polite, and she was answering my questions because the bartender couldn't answer my questions. He was too busy making drinks, doing bartender stuff. Come to find out, she tells me this is Nas's favorite Japanese soul bar. I'm like, what? She pulls out Nas's album. She's like, look, he made a song called Japanese Soul Bar. He was talking about this place. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, Nas has been here many times. I'm like, what? I found it. I found Nas's favorite Japanese soul bar tonight. Soul searching in Tokyo, I found Nas's favorite, and it's proof. It's on the bathroom wall where there's a poster personalized to the owner. Thank you for the music and thank you for the scotch. He would not have thanked him for the scotch if he hadn't had a glass of scotch, right? So. And then the young lady, her name, Mana. Yeah, not Mama, but Mana. She said she confirmed it for me. She was like, yeah, he made that song about right here. This is the place. I was like, mind blown. Okay, that's all I got. That's my story for tonight. Now, although I was in the boonies and I had to get back over here, and around midnight, the subways stopped running in Japan. So I hopped on the train, and then I got off at the wrong stop. And I figured that the last train had already left or something like that. And I was just like, I'm out of luck. So, again, Nihongo wakarimasen. I don't understand Japanese, so I couldn't explain myself really. Maybe I could have used Google to explain myself, but it would have been like difficult. So I just said, screw it. I got to get back here where I am right now, and I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get a taxi, which is what I did. So $40, maybe $50 later, I'm back where I need to be. I can go to sleep over there, shower, and get ready for tomorrow's soul-searching adventures again, right? And $50 is a lot of money, but at the same time, it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. So I paid the price. I paid the cost to be the boss. James Brown, y'all. It's starting to rain now. Sprinkle. I've got to end this. All right. Peace and blessings from iSee. What you see? What do you see? I know you see it.
October 9th. That's where it starts.
You see, it's the same old thing.